Okay, we're now in Unit 6 of the course. Let me find it here. And this brings us to the dreaded midterm exam. Actually, it's a pretty simple exam. Last week, just to quickly review, we looked at a bunch of different blogs and saw how a blog can be used in different ways on the web. And the week before that, we looked at some design elements of materials that are on the web. And that's really what the focus of the midterm exam is. As you see, you've got a midterm exam in Unit 6, and then let me see, Unit 11 is the final exam. And the two exams are kind of similar, but yet different. In both cases, we're going to be analyzing a website that I've picked out. But in Unit 6, we're going to be focusing on design elements of that website. Whereas in Unit 11, we're going to be focusing on accuracy of the content and how we can assess that accuracy to determine whether the site is really a credible website and everything. So the directions for the midterm exam, you're going to take it on Blackboard. It's pretty straightforward. You're basically going to look at a website and you're going to evaluate. And these are some of the criteria you should think about in terms of the site. But overall, really the focus is on the design criteria. You know, how does it look? Is it effective from the point of site navigation? Is the author of the site can you readily determine who the author of the site is? Can you examine his credentials? Has the site been updated recently and everything? And so you should look at the site and really kind of give your own analysis based on these kind of criteria and also the criteria you've looked at in terms of web design. Now the other thing in Unit 6, when you read the note, I've kind of tried to sum up the history of the development of the web. If we take the start of the web in 1994, 1992, 1995, somewhere early to mid 1990s and everything, and to the point where it is now, roughly 20 years, how has the technology changed to allow the different uses of the web? And so I really start with what I call the first generation, and that was just simply putting text on the web, typing up some things, putting it up there, and allowing people to read. And so we're going from what I call first generation to the sixth generation. The sixth generation is something that people are struggling to define right now. This idea of Web 3.0, there's been a lot of different competing views on where the web is going and how we're going to be able to use the web in the future, but nobody's really clear about that yet. And so I've got some ideas there about what I think is happening with the web and everything. And so often you'll see the web divided up as Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and now Web 3.0 and everything. I prefer to look at it in terms of these generations, the evolution from one stage to the next in terms of the web. So Unit 6 is the midterm exam. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And as soon as you're done with that, we're going to move on to copyright and some other considerations of materials on the web.